Hey everyone, Lord Josh here, welcome back to the channel. I've been thinking of debuting a new series for peculiar subjects that don't often have a clear category. Welcome to Eccentric Magick, the show dedicated to exploring the weirder and stranger side of occultism and mysticism. Some of you may find this to be funny and informative, and just plain weird. In this series, I'll be bringing up interesting questions that don't always have concrete answers, so I'll be attempting to fill in the blanks with a lot of speculation and assumption, simply because I do not always know for certain. I'll be sharing experiences from my past, which will hopefully get you thinking. I want to kick off the first episode with something very few will know about. In fact, if you know me in real life, you'll definitely know about this. But for 95% of my viewers, everything I'll be talking about here will be brand new to you. So let's dive in. About 5 or 6 years ago, I was out in my local town shopping for some new winter clothes. It was a day like any other day. I remember looking in the window of one of the stores, and all of a sudden I heard a voice in my head telling me to enter the store. Now let me be very clear when I say I heard this voice. I heard it crystal clear, just like you are hearing me now. It said, "Go into the store." It was so clear that I remember in fact looking around behind me because I thought somebody was next to me speaking to me, but it wasn't. It was coming from within my mind. So I went inside and started to look around, and I heard the voice a second time, but this time it told me to go to the back of the store. At this point, I was captivated by it completely. I was thinking it was going to lead me to a talisman or something spiritual. And whilst we're on the subject of voices, this is a very controversial grey area of spirituality because a lot of people outside of our community will tell you that if you hear voices, you are mentally ill. I've been hearing voices, all different ones, since the age of 11. I personally believe it's coming from a spiritual source, from the divine. And how I come to this conclusion is down to my own experiences. A lot of you may not know this, but I've been diagnosed with psychosis and put on some very strong medication. And I still hear the voices even on the medication, so that's why I don't think it's manifesting from any illness. So I head to the back of the store, and I don't see anything that stands out. And the voice tells me, buy the off-white jumper, or sweater as they are called overseas. At this point, I didn't know what to think. I've been guided from the street into this shop, and now I'm being told to buy this sweater by this voice. And it was a woman's voice, sounded like an old woman, like a grandmother. So I take a look at the sweater, and it's off-white, cable-stitched, traditional, wonderful Irish sweater, very beautiful. I liked it very much. I really like the style of it, and it wasn't cheap. It's a really heavy-duty, high-quality garment. So I thought, okay, maybe I don't understand why I'm being told to buy this, but what the heck? I've always listened to fate and destiny, and clearly higher powers are at work here, so I bought it. And as I walked out of the store, I heard the woman's voice again say this time, "Well done." Very clear. And then I went home. It's so long ago that I can't remember if it was the very same night or a few days after, but I had a strange dream soon after. I dreamt about this lady, this older woman, who had short hair, was quite tall, quite well built, almost had a muscular kind of physique, very strong and sturdy looking. And she was wearing the sweater that I bought, and she told me during times of great stress and despair, wear the sweater, it will help you. Then I woke up. I wasn't sure what to think at the time, but even after all these years, I remember her presence very clearly in my mind. So I pretty much wore the sweater constantly, no matter what the weather was like, whether it was summer or winter, rain or snow, I wore it everywhere. And the reason why I said earlier, if you know me in real life, you'd know about this, is because all of my family and close friends always saw me wearing this sweater, and it kind of became my trademark. Similar to the Kongming feather fan that I have, everyone online always associates me with the fan, while my family and close friends associated me with the sweater. I called it my lucky sweater, and I wore it everywhere. Over the years, I began to notice a pattern emerging. Whenever I would wear the sweater, good things would usually happen soon after. I know that sounds ridiculous, it sounds bizarre, how could that be? I know it sounds quite strange, but it's true. For example, a few years ago, one of my close family members was in the hospital, and we just got the phone call that this person was on the verge of dying. We all got the call to basically hurry up and get to the hospital before this person passed away. Well, I grabbed my sweater, went in to see them, and within minutes of me arriving there, this family member began to show signs of improvement, and within a week or so was discharged from the hospital and is doing well, still alive to this very day. The doctors were amazed because nobody expected this person to make a full recovery. All the funeral arrangements had been made. It was astounding. I remember another time I wore it. I was going to buy a new car, and the car I wanted, the particular model, was out of stock. It had to be imported from Japan. It was a Lexus. At the time, it was pretty much impossible to get a hold of it, and I was told it would be a very long wait, but come down to the showroom anyway to look at a different model. I went to the showroom in my sweater, and I found the exact car in the exact color that I wanted, and it was perfectly within my budget. Every option I wanted, it had every feature. So I bought it that day. I was one of the first people in the whole country to have that model of Lexus. So how does a sweater become lucky? Well, usually when something is auspicious, there is a clear reason behind it. If you came to me and said, for example, this robe is enchanted, I would understand why. It's the symbolism, the embroidery, the consecration, the holiness of it. We all know why ritual clothing is magical. It's the way that it's made and the symbols it carries. But this sweater does not have any symbolism. It has that cable stitch. I don't know if it could be that, but I honestly have no solid idea why it is so auspicious. It's not a ritual item, and yet it's one of my most prized possessions due to its power. I love it so much, and great things happen when I wear it. I wish I could explain it and understand it more, but I don't. So thank you for watching. I'll be back soon with more videos. Take care.